What's going on, everyone? We're going to look at what happened in January, according to Gary Gensler, part 2. We're going to look at the clearinghouse side of things and the market maker side of things and what happened. Let's go ahead and take a look at this brilliant report. Take it away, Gary. Oh, let me guess. Oh, there it is. I bet you will. So, broker-dealer reactions and trading restrictions. This one's just as stupid as the first one, basically. They talk about the customer account agreements, how broker-dealers reserve the right to decline customer orders or cancel trades without prior notice, basically waving away their actions in January. Then we go on to the super notes here that gives the links to the testimony that we saw in the joke of a hearing in February where they all lied basically under oath. Hashtag Ken Griffin lied. As you can tell, I'm blowing through this one because, again, it is ridiculous. The actions of one broker-dealer to help illustrate what happened. Oh, so now we're relying on broker-dealers to tell us what happened. Cool. Anyways, margin requirements began at 80%, then increased to 100%. The firm also reduced the trade limit on GME options contracts from 5,000 to 3,000. The next day, the firm, that they're not going to mention by name, first limited GME option contracts to 300 and later reduced it to 100. You're just describing the crime, Gary. No one wants to relive this. On January 29th, the firm stated it would lift the PCO status and implement a series of limits on the amount of shares the customers could hold in both equity securities and options and a number of securities. That's crime, Gary. Why are you only telling us about the crime? Some broker-dealers temporarily restricted trading for stated reasons they did not explicitly or publicly attribute to an SEC margin. Great. Other broker-dealers restricted trading due to capacity issues. That's not our problem, Gary. They all reeled us in with their marketing efforts. We were all in there trading and they can't handle it when their business model runs off of payment for order flow. But you can still sell, right? No, Gary. No. That's crime. It is crime. GME trading in January 2021, we're talking about the role of off-exchange market makers now, shifted the prevailing distribution of GME equity executions across venues. No, Gary. I'm not even going to read this bullshit because, again, you want to show graphs like this, cute little graphs, but, shouldn't you be showing this one, Gary, that shows all the exchanges in the entire market on January 27, 2021, showing that the NASDAQ ADF accounted for 42.95% of the entire market share? No, that would be stupid. And then the FINRA NASDAQ TRF accounting for another 32% on top of that? No. And then this gap right here between 10, 12, 14% gap and 30, 40% gap for the last, 17 years, Gary? That should be what you should talk about. This is the problem. Not Gamestop on January 27th. Let's not be naive. Now, but I know it's crime. We know. Yep, you had to say it. Do something about it. Hold on, let him finish. Now we're going to talk about, of course, more dark pools that we all know. He's going to give an excuse for it. Then he talks about how it declines after, trading was halted and they had time to commit more crime, how the dark pool percentage went down. But fails to mention that it's still been shorted 70% or more, and dark pool volume until recently has been over, 50% for the better part of the year. We don't want to talk about that. To better understand the market for GameStop's equities and volume, we're talking about equities now and liquidity. While volatility, price, and volume increased dramatically in the last 2 weeks of January, market participants also experienced multiple volatility-induced trading disruptions and deteriorations in some measures of liquidity. Again, not our problem. Consistent with increased volatility, various measures of liquidity declined substantially during January 2021. What about today's market, Gary? Where's all the liquidity today? I'm about to bash my head against the wall even reading this. Then he goes on to show some more cute graphs about the GME quote spread and gives more excuses and just kind of explains away how it all works. Then he talks about the limit up, limit down that no one probably would even understand. He basically explains it in layman's terms, talks about the national best bid and offer, and again addresses nothing of concern that what happened in January. GME options trading, again, shows a little cute graph here, shows that obviously with more volume comes more trading volume. With more trading volume comes more option buying volume. This is all common sense, Gary. You're pissing me off. Again, another cute graph. This shows nothing, just gives us some very boring metrics to work with, like delta, that no one cares about. And individual customer accounts made up a high percentage of options. It's all the retailer's fault. It's Robinhood's right to do what they did. It's, Citadel's right to do what they did. Nothing happened of concern. This report sucks balls. Conclusion. This report sucks. If you want to read it, you can pause the video. But in conclusion, there's 4 main areas that we're going to worry about. Number 1, forces that may cause a brokerage to restrict trading. A number of clearing brokers experienced intraday margin calls from a clearinghouse. In reaction, some broker-dealers decided to restrict trading in a limited number of individual stocks in a way that some investors may not have anticipated. This episode highlights the integral role clearing plays in risk management for equity trading, but raises questions about the possible effects of acute margin calls on more thinly capitalized broker-dealers and other means of reducing their risks. No. This calls on the interdealings of the broker-dealers, why they halted trading for real, and that never, I guess, got addressed in this report. Number 2, digital engagement practices and payment for order flow. So again, we're giving excuses for a business model that runs off of order flow, yet they couldn't handle massive amounts of orders. Go fuck yourself. But Gary, you forgot to mention failed to deliver, the repo market, naked shorting, predatory short selling, AMC dark pool volumes, more volume than shares outstanding trading, and much more. This report was very disappointing, but if you expected anything else, you shouldn't have done that. Anyways, go get the crime, Gary. Go get it. Go get it. Oh, he almost got it.